Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale, no question.
Gareth Bale, for sure.
It's got to be Gareth Bale, hasn't it?
Oh, Jimmy Greaves.
Who's the greatest British footballer of all time?
Gareth Bale, for sure. The thing he's done for Wales compared to any other nation, it's got to be done for us. Might be a bit patriotic at the moment, but I can't help but feel that way.
What if somebody said Wayne Rooney?
Probably did his bit, to be fair, but I think in terms of what he does for an entire nation, in terms of bringing everyone together, what he's done over the last few years, I think it's unbeatable, really.
Gareth Bale, no question.
Why?
Well, you look at his record, but at club level, international. You look at where he's taken Wales in the past 10 years. No other player has really done that. And I mean, if you look at that purely on, his appearances for Wales, the effort that he's showing, it's inspiring a new generation of young Welsh boys, girls, everything in between to get into football in a way that I don't think anyone else has really. I mean, I remember being 10, 11 and watching Wales against Azerbaijan and thinking to myself, the fuck is this? And to now think of even in the World Cup is, well, it's mental really.
There we are. Wales got off Madrid, didn't they? That's all right.
It's his commitment to Wales.
I think it's the global stage he's put us on, is that people, wherever you go in the world now, if people don't know where Wales is, you say Gareth Bale, oh yeah, they know Wales, they've heard of it. So I think that's it's put us forward.
It's got to be Gareth Bale, hasn't it? All those Champions Leagues, what he did at Tottenham, I think he's unsurpassed.
Gareth Bale.
Why?
5 Champions Leagues. No one else can match it.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne Rooney can't match that.
No, yeah. If we're talking facts and figures, 5 Champions Leagues, greatest ever.
And what about what he's done for Wales?
It's amazing. I mean, it's been a bit sad so far this World Cup that he doesn't seem to be firing on all cylinders. I mean, I've been out in Qatar and I've watched him play 180 minutes of football. I don't think he sprinted once, so that leaves me to believe he may be carrying an injury. But we can't not have him in the team. Our only chance tonight is if some Gareth Bale magic. He's our magic man. Without him, we've got no chance.
I mean, look, I'm a Spurs fan and a Welsh fan, so he's my god.
Now, I think he is a leader. I mean, at first I was a bit sceptical. Like, obviously he's gone to Real Madrid for 80 mil, class player. Done everything there, and he's had a bit of stick over there just because he loves a bit of golf, like, who doesn't? But yeah, ultimately, I mean, he's an absolute leader. Like, he's a legend for us. Like, we all adore him to bits. So I think he's definitely one for the history books. What he's done for us, even in the Euros a few years back, like, legend.
What he's done abroad for those Champions Leagues and the way he played for Wales, taking them to their major tournaments for the first time is quite a feat. So
It's just the passion he's got for playing for his country, really. I mean, I think Giggs had that as a manager, probably slightly with a bit of pressure on him, but I think Bale from day one, he wanted to play for Wales, and you can see that the performances he's put in shows that it's not just put on the shirt, turn up. It's a bit like all the Welsh fans in the Welsh country, really. When we're playing to win, and that's what you can see with him.
He's an absolute hero. I don't know what much to say. He's just technically gifted, athletic. He could almost play any sport, I think.
Oh, that's too easy. Gareth Bale, of course.
Not Wayne Rooney, Bobby Moore?
No. Somebody that's achieved something, likes to give stuff back to his own local community, and has won on every single stage there is in world full football. It's Gareth Bale, isn't it?
I mean, I'd have to put Bale up there as maybe doing the most for a team that perhaps hasn't had as much success as some of the other British teams. He's really helped carry football forward for Wales.
Who is the best British footballer of all time?
Best British footballer of all time. Oh, wow. There's a question. Jimmy Greaves.
Oh, okay. Do you ever watch him play?
Yeah, well, a long time ago. Obviously, used to watch him. We used to do a TV programme on a Saturday with Ian St John, which was quite interesting. But yeah, saw a lot of footage of him as a player. So yeah, again, sadly, those older guys now are probably most forgotten. But yeah.
I mean, everybody else that we've asked, guess who they said?
Bale.
Yeah. I mean, Gareth Bale's obviously, he's got a great legacy. Right now.
He's again, is he the best Welsh player? John Charles is is probably the best Welsh player of all time, maybe. But it's contentious, isn't it? It's opinion.
From years ago, I mean, football wasn't a big thing in Wales, was it? So he's done a lot to get young people interested in the game. So yeah, he's a bit of an icon, really. And
as a result of that, would you consider football to have overtaken rugby as Wales' national sport now, or is it still rugby?
I would say rugby, but but it's getting up there. It's getting there.
I think Euro 2016 has kind of swung the pendulum in the favour of football a little bit, and you're looking at the recent rugby results. We've lost to Georgia, we've lost a few games there, and I think being in Wales, there has been a shift in terms of looking at football. And even as a football fan myself, I remember growing up quite frustrated that we were kind of forced to play rugby a little bit. So I'm glad, and I think football has kind of replaced it as the popular sport now.
Well, I grew up playing rugby, especially when I was a bit younger, but a lot of my family's always been football, so I think growing up it was definitely rugby, but the way everything's come together recently since, well, watching Together Stronger and all that Toshak coming all the way through, I think it's definitely got to be football now for sure. It's been great.
I mean, always it's been rugby, always. I mean, like I say, watching them when I was younger. I mean, I go with my uncle, and it was dreadful. If we were going to watch Wales football, it was because we couldn't get tickets for the rugby. So now it's probably 50-50. I don't think Welsh rugby's always going to be huge, but Welsh football at the moment is flying.
I think on present form, football is top, particularly with the rugby as we're doing in the autumn internationals. And as for the singing, I think that the rugby supporters really have to step it up a bit now.
Sorry to say, mate, rugby is still our national sport. Like, even despite our shocking losses against every person we can come up against these days, but still our national sport. Yeah, 100%.
Rugby union, yeah.
Football's still not there yet.
It's not, but to be fair, I'm a huge rugby supporter, and I played rugby for a lot of years. Never really played football, but this World Cup, the Euros before, really swept us along as a nation, and not just the football, not just the sport. The supporters in the football, in my opinion, have surpassed the guys in rugby, because just the fun that they have, the singing on the terraces, the Welsh language, which is really important. Again, it's with David Ewan as well, with Amo Ohid is just amazing.
I think the FAW have done a great job in being very modern and harnessing themselves to the Welsh language and culture. But that said, I was at the stadium on Saturday watching Wales, and there was 65,000 people there, even though apparently Wales are crap at the moment, and the rugby's having a bit of a downer. So I think there's a little way to go, but it's certainly catching up.
I'd say rugby's still like the firm number one, but football is definitely like highly on the rise. You could just see from people coming in today, the support that it's getting and the quality of players definitely improving over the years for Wales.
Rugby.
Football hasn't quite got there yet.
No, it's getting there, and it's growing and growing and growing. But I think, if you ask a Welshman which sport they'd prefer, it would probably be rugby.